One apple is not the equivalent of another grown under different conditions. Depending on how you feed your soil and how you grow that food and how you pay your employees, there's all kinds of different things wrapped up in how we produce food. I think we really should be thinking about how do you produce high quality food. Since the beginning of the project, we really wanted to focus on getting healthy food to everybody. And that's the crux of our food access work here. If we can get good food in people's bodies, they're going to be less susceptible to disease, all the diabetes and heart disease and obesity-related kind of conditions that our society is suffering from and disproportionately suffering from in our low-income neighborhoods. Where it starts is at the farm. So we earmark an assortment of vegetables and fruit for the farm stand. We harvest that and then we procure from other local growers. We'll pack that food and then our food access coordinators load up the van and then they run markets 3 days a week. Really it's about your standard fruits and vegetables. Nothing fancy, but really highly nutritious stuff that folks can come and get really good access to and good prices on.
Para mí es muy importante que comer eso.
For me, it's really important to eat this way, to eat the healthiest way possible. For the kids and for us, for our health. Yes, it's a little more expensive, but it's worthwhile.
Pero vale la pena.
We can provide food, but if there's not an equal amount of education, teach them how to cook that food, what foods they should be putting in their bodies, it's not going to help the issue in any meaningful way. Everything has to have some educational component, a recipe, a demonstration, information about the value, how to use it, how to cook it.
Okay, teacher here.
I really like when the kids come right here because we can just ask all the kids, do you know what is this kind of fruit? Do you know what is this color? And do you know what is this vegetable? They sometimes say yes, they sometimes say not. So they just learning about the farm stand and the vegetables too.
Okay, say thank you.
Thank you.
Adios.
Nana. I want that way. I want that way.
We already knew that there were food deserts in low-income neighborhoods. And to put that in blunt terms, there was no good grocery stores in low-income neighborhoods that people could walk to. Because typically if you're low-income or you're elderly, you're not driving, you're walking. We looked at partnering with organizations like Soilborn that not just provided fruits and vegetables, but had a slice of education in there and cooking demonstrations.
We are making pumpkin soup. We're really helping people to understand how to utilize the food that is available to them.
Because just handing people food and having them go away doesn't really solve a lot of issues. What can solve issues for families is to meet them face to face, to have conversations with other community members about health and nutrition, about the things that they're putting into their bodies, and engage their children and create what I would call an event style so people aren't just grabbing food and leaving.
Rachel's got the homemade pumpkin soup up there, and we also have homemade pita chips. We're giving you pita bread tonight.
There's a large urban food forest that exists, that goes to waste every day. Last year we gleaned 20,000 pounds of produce. was just a drop in the bucket. We could glean in excess of 100,000 pounds of food.
None of us really are into persimmons. The ground gets really messy if you just let them go to their natural seed. And there's a lot of fruit here. So I put a call in, and Randy called me back. Otherwise, it just goes to the landfill. Much prefer to do it this way, and if we keep the tree for another year, then I'll do it again next year. Did you hit it?
I hit the pin, but I didn't get it in.
Oh, rim shot, huh?
So on any respective day, you'd help pick an orchard, help pack boxes. The food bank truck would roll up, and we'd deliver that food over to the food bank, and they would distribute it through their mobile market program. So here's this amazing food resource that exists in the urban environment. With just a little bit of elbow grease and some organization, we could collect a lot of that and distribute it for free. I mean, wow, what a cool thing.
Let's see. The boxes basically consist of fresh produce. Yay! It's the first year we've been able to include fresh produce for all the people we're serving, which is something we're very excited about and very proud of. That we're really focused.
So if you could, same thing that you're kind of doing over there, bag up two persimmons in a bag, tied up, and then I'll give you a...
We know that we can only produce and distribute at a level that's kind of a drop in the bucket, but we can elevate the conversation by saying, hey, we grow the best quality food at this farm. It's certified organic, we put a lot of love and energy into it, we harvest it fresh, and then we get it to the people that need it the most. We all need it, but there are certain folks that aren't getting any of this good quality food. A lot of people go, what does Soilborn do? Are you an education organization? Are you trying to deal with food access? Or are you a farm? We're all three. We do all three things. But I think in the bigger picture, we're ultimately trying to connect people to healthy food.